Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I am going to be comparing two foundations that I recently tried. They're both stick foundations and both ones that I really liked. So I wanted to see how they compared to each other and which one I think is more worth your money. So the two I'm comparing are the Charlotte Tilbury Unreal Skin Sheer Glow Tint Hydrating Foundation Stick and the Dior Forever Skin Perfect Face Stick. Again, really liked both of these, so I wanted to see how they were similar, how they were different, and see which one I think is more worth the big price tag that they both have. So before we get started, as I always say, please give this video a big thumbs up and please make sure you're subscribed. You guys do not miss out on 3 videos a week. Join the family. Thank you so much if you do. But if you want to see me compare these two foundations, stay tuned for the rest of the video. Okay, side note, I know my background keeps changing. We are just figuring out our setup in our house. I promise a little house setup tour is coming soon because we keep changing things up at our house. I think we get bored too quickly with the setup of everything. So background is different. We're gonna see how we like it. Maybe it'll stay, maybe it won't, just bear with me. So back to these. I have them both pulled up on Sephora, which is where I got them, and I'm just gonna read some details for you guys and we are gonna test them out. So the first one I have pulled up is Charlotte Tilbury. It's again, the Unreal Skin Sheer Glow Tint Hydrating Foundation Stick. It goes for $46. And then I have the shade 5, which is medium with neutral undertones. This has 0.3 ounces and there's 20 different shades that you could choose from. So there's quite a bit of a range. And then some of the highlights are that it's hydrating, light coverage, cruelty-free, radiant finish, and it's obviously a stick formula. It's a light coverage hydrating foundation stick in 20 flexible shades that glides and blends for a weightless second skin finish and glow. It's supposed to give me a radiant finish. It's supposed to give me a smooth blurring effect, and it's supposed to be a soft focus finish. It has hyaluronic acid, vitamin E, collagenere, whatever that is. And obviously it says it hydrates and nourishes for more youthful looking skin. And then the Dior, it is the Dior Forever Skin Perfect 24-hour multi-use foundation stick. This one goes for $52, so it's a little bit pricier than the Charlotte Tilbury. And this one has 0.37 ounces, so there's a little more product in this one. I have the shade 3.5N, which is a medium with neutral undertones. And then this one has 18 different shades that you could choose from. So 2 less than Charlotte Tilbury, not that much of a difference. This one is supposed to give me a natural finish versus Charlotte Tilbury's Radiant. Obviously it's a stick. This is a multi-use foundation stick for a natural blurred finish. So they're both supposed to be blurring. This one is supposed to give me up to 24 hours of wear and all day hydration. So they sound very similar in what they're offering. This one claims to be very long wearing though. It's buildable, glides on smooth, evens out complexion, eliminates imperfections. It's heat and humidity resistant, gives you a blurring filter effect, and can be used as a foundation or concealer. So I love how versatile it is. And that's really all there is to it. There's a lot of similarities, I would say, between the two. Obviously, we'll see as far as how they look on my face, what's different. I love the packaging of both. Obviously, both have a little bit of a higher price tag. I will say the Dior one to me looks a little bit more like it's that higher up price tag. I feel like Charlotte Tilbury's packaging is always really good. I just feel like if I'm comparing the two, the Dior one just looks like it's a little bit more expensive right off the bat. And then I do like the shape of the Dior one a little bit better too, because it's an oval, it's not a circle. So when you put it down on the table, it's not gonna just roll right off if you have it face down like this. But I think both are really nice. And then I'm just gonna swatch them right next to each other so we could see what they look like. I will say they're both a little bit darker than I am right now because I am at almost my palest right now. It's almost time for a self-tan, but I'm gonna make them work. So I do think, that's a big difference. The Charlotte Tilbury one is gonna match me a little bit better, I will say. And I will say the Charlotte Tilbury one looks a little bit more neutral. They're both supposed to be medium with neutral undertone. I think Charlotte Tilbury is a little bit more spot on with that description. I think the Dior one looks a little bit more warm. So we'll see how that works. They both look really nice. Charlotte Tilbury looks a little bit more like, again, radiant, hydrating, all that. So we'll see what they look like on my face. I'm gonna do Charlotte Tilbury on my left, Dior on my right, and then once I've applied both, we'll talk details. So let's get started. Okay guys, I am back. I feel like as far as the skin tone goes, the color matches were not completely identical. The Charlotte Tilbury one matches my natural skin tone right now a little bit better than the Dior one does, but once I have a tan, that will be different. A couple things that I noticed right off the bat, and by the way, I'm not wearing anything underneath these, no pore filling primer, no nothing. I wanted to see what these do on their own. The first thing I noticed, Charlotte Tilbury is a little bit easier to blend. The Dior one just took a little bit more effort to blend. Once it was blended in, it looks perfect, but I did want to note that as far as the blurring effect goes, Dior did a much better job of like doing that kind of blurring filtered effect. I think the Charlotte Tilbury one is giving more of a radiant finish, but the Dior one is giving definitely natural, but very blurring. Like my skin looks very airbrushed on the Dior side, more so than the Charlotte Tilbury side. So I prefer Dior for that. I think they both feel good. The Dior one feels less like I'm wearing something on my face. I wouldn't really necessarily notice either one, but I think Dior feels less makeup-y. But the Dior one does have more of a scent. It smells like floral. So if you want something that doesn't have any kind of scent, I don't smell anything on the Charlotte Tilbury. I kind of would prefer no smell, but it's not terrible. They both covered up what I needed them to. I would say Dior did a little bit of a better job covering up any blemishes. It's a little bit more of a medium coverage. I feel like with Charlotte Tilbury, I would layer a little bit more to really get some more coverage out of it. But I really like both. I feel like right now, just based off of everything, I'm leaning a little bit towards Dior just for the final effect that it's giving me. But I do like both. I want to put the rest of my makeup on though and see how other makeup products work with both of these to give you guys my final thoughts. So I'm going to do that and then I will be right back. Okay guys, I am back. I am done. I'm just gonna quickly show you both sides of my face. So here is the Dior foundation side. And then here is the Charlotte Tilbury foundation side. I don't know about you guys. I'm gonna give you like 5 seconds. Sorry, you see my cat in the background trying to break into the room. So 5 seconds, comment down below and let me know which one you think you like the most. Okay, so to me, if I had to choose one between the two, I think the clear winner for me is the Dior side. It was like a no-brainer for me after I finished putting the rest of my makeup on. I feel like since I did put the rest of my makeup on, you can't really see much of a difference between the skin tones, I guess. Like how Dior looked much darker than Charlotte Tilbury, at least to me in real life. I'm not really getting that as much anymore. So just the finish of it and the way that the other makeup products blended in and how easy it was to get everything to melt together, I just felt like all of those things were easier and looked better on the Dior side than they did with the Charlotte Tilbury side. Not saying the Charlotte Tilbury side is bad, because I love this foundation. I think it's beautiful. I think other products look really good with it, and I do use it quite a bit after trying it. So I do still really, really love the Charlotte Tilbury, and I'm still gonna see myself using it all the time. But just seeing them next to each other and seeing the finish, the feel, the blendability, the way that they look after a whole face of makeup is put on. To me, I just feel like the Dior side looks all around a little bit better, and since they both have a little bit of a higher price tag, I think it is a little bit more worth it to pay a few more bucks for the Dior one. You get a little bit more product in there, and just the whole finish, the presentation, everything is just a little bit better in my opinion, and the fact that it has that 24-hour wearability as well. If you're someone that likes to wear makeup for long periods of time, you get that. So I'm gonna say Dior, but I love both. So that is it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed though. Comment and let me know what you think. Let me know what other products you want me to try out or compare. Give this a huge thumbs up, and please subscribe to my channel. But stay tuned, and I will see you guys in the next video.